All right. So let's turn it to Rachel and Alexis. What
Mhm.
is a learning profile? So we have this comprehensive or supplemental assessment, and Melissa talked about that lengthy report that she makes sure that everybody in the room can give as a dissertation. But then what's the learning profile from an educational specialist perspective?
Excellent. Yeah, definitely. What is the learning profile? So I'm going to go over the steps, like the overall of what it is, and then I'm going to have Alexis talk more to the steps of it.
Okay.
But yeah, a learning profile it's really a unique, individualized instructional plan, right? It identifies our learners' core strengths and their challenges. A learning profile like provides recommendations with key strategies on there to support those identified areas of need and our targeted skills. A learning profile, it allows our ed specialists to really like dive right into personalized instruction. And it also provides supports and tips for our parents that they can utilize too at home. Um, it looks at the whole child. It looks at like social and emotional needs. It looks at our academic needs. It looks at our executive functioning challenges, all those components. And really, it provides information on your individual strengths and your learner's relative needs. And it allows us to give that personalized approach. That's the big focus of the learning profile. So,
Love it. Thank you.
yeah.
Okay, Alexis. So how would a caregiver, what should they expect the process to entail?
Yeah, so assessments help us capture what the learner already knows and ensure that specialists can introduce new material intentionally and, as Jess said, expedite their process. So at Learnfully, there's about a four-step process to our assessments, starting with the intake. This is where we really identify we work with the parents to identify concerns in literacy, math, or executive function, getting a holistic picture of their learner. Then we work with the parents to schedule a screening process to administer the assessment. Assessments are broken into about 2 one-hour sessions, a few days apart, to give the learner a break. And prior to the assessment, we really work to establish rapport with the learner and ensure that we're in a quiet location to have minimal distractions for an optimal testing environment. Then we conduct the appropriate screeners. We have, lit screener for English, math, neurocognitive testing, executive functioning. Again, so we can just get a holistic picture of the learner so we can give them actionable items and appropriate goals. The last step of the assessment process is to identify learner strengths and challenges and provide recommendations. We have macro goals, which might be keeping them on track for grade level or keeping them getting the grade level above, or it might just be like phonological processing, things like that. We might have smaller goals as well. So we make sure to include both macro and micro goals. We have our specialists put together a report and debrief with the families to discuss next steps. So they're in the loop throughout the whole process and recommending how many sessions per week and our primary goals.
That was great. Yeah. And I think it's really important. Sorry, Rachel, really quick. To note that our assessment is not nearly as comprehensive as Dr. Sorcy's. So our primary purpose through our assessment is to pinpoint where that breakdown is happening so we can make recommendations and get them into instruction as quickly as possible. So if a learner comes in with a prior report from someone like Dr. Sorcy, we can utilize that information as data and make recommendations based on that, and then collaborate and consult with the professionals that surround the learner. So eventually we might sprinkle in assessments as a way to progress monitor. And so some of these screenings would take that place if we chose to hold off on it initially. We would then kind of pepper it into our instructional plan to ensure that we're still gauging progress objectively. That was great. Thank you, Rach. Anything else you wanted to add there?
No, I think that was basically what I was really going to say. It's really matching the
Right.
child's unique areas of need. Like it's very targeted. So thank
Yes.
you.
Yes. And incorporating interests are really important to us because we know that engagement leads to the highest level of results. And so if a learner is engaged, they see themselves succeed, they know that they are capable through interest, then we can start generalizing and carrying those skills over to areas that are not as interesting to them. So yes, we can find identify their interests here as well.